What's up, Wolverines? Welcome to episode number 9 of Sports Time. This time, we're starting New Year. There's no one with me today, but that's all right. But let's get straight into it. So let's start with Belen Sports. Today, the middle school basketball blue and gold team will take on Riviera. And then on Wednesday, the basketball gold team will play their final game of the week against La Progresa. Now, let's move on to the pros. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. So, basically, in my opinion, they didn't have like the best game, but because of Skylar Thompson, they didn't execute. The defense executed. The offense did not execute for the Jets. The defense for the Jets executed. The defenses did. This is a defensive win, not an offensive win. To me, I feel like the defense did like most of the part, so I give the defense like the most of the credit. And Scott made some good throws, but still had those moments where he couldn't throw the ball and stuff like that. So so it's 11-6. We did make the playoffs, which is nice. And when we were playing the Jets, we were officially out. So that's after 7 years we finally made it, but scary at the end because of 5-game losing streak. Skylar Thompson went 20 for 31 and 152 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Jeff Wilson had 16 carries and 72 yards, no touchdowns. Raheem Mostert had 11 carries. He got injured, sadly. He had 11 carries and 71 yards, no touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 2 receptions and 23 yards. And Jalen Waddle had 5 receptions and 44 yards, all no touchdowns. Jason Sanders had a lot. I would say he was the biggest factor in this game. But yeah. So yesterday, big news: the NFL released the 2023 opponents for the Miami Dolphins, which is very exciting, but also nerve-wracking because I read over the list and it's kind of because we're playing some hard teams away. So anyways, at home, we're going to be playing the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders, New York Giants, Tennessee Titans. Away, we're going to be playing the Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, New York Jets, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Washington Commanders. Let's also talk about the NFL in general. We all know Damar Hamlin had that sudden cardiac arrest. Hopefully he's still in his recovery. As a matter of fact, yesterday they released him from the hospital, which is a good sign. But yeah, but I feel like it's kind of unfair that they just left the game. They just canceled it. Nobody won, nobody lost, because I think the Bills could have really gotten that number 1 seed. So if they got that number 1 seed, we'll be playing the Chiefs, which I feel more confident playing the Chiefs than the Bills, because just we played the Bills, we know them, and cold weather. I feel like it's colder in Buffalo than in Kansas City. So yeah, but all that matters is that we really made the playoffs. And I'll tell you the AFC playoffs teams if you forgot: the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills. Number 3 is the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 4, Jacksonville Jaguars with the win against the Tennessee Titans. Big game with a with a fumble for a touchdown. And then number 5, Los Angeles Chargers, Baltimore Ravens, and number 7, Miami Dolphins. For the NFC, we have number 1 seed Philadelphia Eagles. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers, the Minnesota Vikings, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Jets, and the Seattle Seahawks. And also, I'll be telling you the schedule for the Super Wild Card weekend. So on Saturday, we're going to start off with the NFC game. 4:30 p.m. Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. And then At 8:15 Saturday Night Football, we will have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can watch it on NBC, Peacock, or Universal. On Sunday, we will have the AFC Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills at 1 p.m. You can watch it on CBS and Paramount Plus. NFC, this game will happen at 4:30. New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be on Fox or Fox Deportes. And to the second to last game, AFC, 8:15 p.m., Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. What a matchup we're going to see that night. Sunday Night Football on NBC, Peacock, or Telemundo. And finally, on Monday, we have the 8:15 game, Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It could be on ESPN, ABC, ESPN2, Manningcast, and ESPN Plus, and also ESPN Deportes. Now let's also talk about the national championship, TCU versus Georgia. Georgia won 65-7 against TCU, but like that was kind of like that was an embarrassment. So like I really I'm disappointed by TCU because they really could have gotten that win if they actually executed. And it's sad seeing a national championship like this. So yeah, nothing to really say, but like the Georgia was scoring touchdown after touchdown, after touchdown, and yeah, it was not how it's supposed to go, but yeah, it was really upsetting for TCU. Obviously, I guess the TCU fans went absolutely wild that they lost, because that was a game that they could have just won it. The third seed to the first seed, unbelievable. So yeah, and again, hope to see a better national championship. Hope to see a better national championship next year. So yeah, it's not what I expected. I expected a better game, but for next time. Anyway, let's switch gears to Formula One. Carlos Sainz believes Ferrari should have a realistic shot at surpassing Red Bull in the 2022-3 pecking order, as at this career Ferrari took to the returning title-winning race for the first time in over a decade. Ferrari started last year in fine style with a 1-2 finish at the season opener, with Sainz's teammate Charles Leclerc took a brace of victories from the first 3 races. However, Leclerc and Ferrari's early challenge soon faded through a combination of strategic mistakes like engine failures, power units, and all that stuff. Also, unreliability and driver errors, Charles Leclerc crashing in France, all that stuff, That's what caused Max Verstappen to win. Alongside Max Verstappen and Red Bull hitting an imperious run of form en route to both world titles. But despite the disappointment of falling short out last time, the Sainz has taken plenty of positives from the experience and feels like Ferrari are not far, which I totally agree. They're not far away from bridging the performance gap to Red Bull. Now, let's move on to the NBA. On Sunday, the Heat lost 102-101 against the Nets. They are currently sitting in 8th place with a record of 21-19. They will play the Thunder today, the Bucks on Thursday, and on Saturday. Good luck. So now, sports. So now I want to talk about a little bit about the Miami Heat. So we go back to the last play of the game against the Nets, and it was kind of disappointing, and seeing that the refs didn't really call that foul. That was a 100% foul that should have been called. Like No doubt about it. Like that should have been called, and it's depressing seeing that the amount of refs that are there, and the replay and the replay officials couldn't say, yo, look at this, look at this play. Might be a foul. Also, Tyler Hero getting injured, kind of sad to see in that last play that they couldn't take it. Anyways, let's move on to Ono. This week's Ono is when Velus Jones ran past 4 Viking defenders to put the Bears up on the board. I want you to look at this play. Look at how he literally runs past the players. It's unbelievable. And he does not step out of bounds. It is incredible. Incredible how he does that. Because, normally when you have 4 defenders running to you, look at that. Look at 4 defenders running to you. He did not step out of bounds. That's a very good call by the refs. Very good call that they did not stop that play and say, because if they stopped the play, they would have continued it where the whistle blew. Anyways, that's all for this week's episode of Sports Time. We'll see you later.